I wake up every 2 hours because I have to piss, and I think that's because of a undiagnosed prostate issue I should have looked at. But that's for another episode. Yeah.
That's for the prostate podcast.
Next week.
The PP. Oh, double entendre with the naming. The prostate podcast.
And whose team is this? Is this your team, or is this your daddy's team?
Thanks for listening to Dad Mode Podcast. Common sense parenting in a politically correct world. Here's your host, Andy Carlson.
Welcome back to the Dad Mode Podcast, Common Sense Parenting in a Politically Correct World. I'm your host, Andy Carlson, at Andy Carlson Show on the Twitter machine, and I have plenty of equity. I'm your father. I'm a father. I'm not your father, but I am a father, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but you and they're either chiefy. So let's try and learn something together today. Website is dadmodepod.com, Twitter at dadmodepod, or just use the hashtag dadmode, and we'll get all up in you. Speaking of all up in you, all up in this show, back again, is Uncle Nick. Follow him on Twitter at Nickerson. Hey.
Hey, Father. How's it going?
Faja. Yeah, you know his name is Darth Father. Vader is German for father.
Is it really?
Well, yeah. Remember that from, what was it called? Oh, the movie with Anna Kendrick and the stupid singing.
Oh, the Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect. It's actually a great movie. It's very, very rewatchable. Yeah. And, yeah. So we had some technical snafus before we started recording. And why don't you tell the good people how I handled them?
Oh, yeah. You kept singing soft golden rock from the 70s and 80s. I believe I heard some Simon and Garfunkel.
All right. So, yeah, Nick couldn't get his microphone to work, but mine worked fine. And so what I did while he was fiddling is I just sang, Cecilia, you're breaking my balls. You're shaking my comfort. You're shaving my Labrador daily.
yeah, just like that.
Oh, yeah. This is something I could do now, but the wife yells at me because that's usually the baby around. It's, John Cougar Mellencamp's Jack and Diane.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, life goes on. I like singing it with, ooh, yeah, my dick's so long.
I did not expect you to say that.
Long after the thrill, living is gone. Yeah, she doesn't like that, though. I don't know why. It's like the baby can't talk yet.
You're reaching that age, though. I think in the next few months, I mean, maybe she will pick up on this stuff. We don't know.
Yeah, boulder dash. All right, so as some of you may have heard, I fumbled through the intro a little bit, but that's fine. And the reason may be the topic of today's show, and it is sleep. And it is straight up, this is the Duerme show. This is the catching Z's, the counting sheep, the knock the F out show. And it's good stuff because as new parents, I've come to find, and I've been told this several times before we had the kid, that sleep is a very precious commodity, both in you wanting to get more because you're not getting much, and also you want the baby to get some sleep so you can get some sleep or get some things done. Now, Nick, as the non-parent in this group and the uncle of many kids, what is it like to sleep soundly at night knowing that you won't have a demon waking up every 2 hours?
It is fantastic. Let me tell you,
Except you wake up every 2 hours because of your sleep apnea.
I wake up every 2 hours because I have to piss, and I think that's because of a undiagnosed prostate issue I should have looked at. But that's for another episode. Yeah.
That's for the prostate podcast.
Next
the
week.
PP. Oh, double entendre with the naming. The prostate podcast. The PP. I like it. Yep. But it was kind of cliche and just kind of annoying before we had Mugsy when Crystal was pregnant. Is that, oh, get your sleep now because you're not gonna have it later. Yeah, it's kind of like when people are about to get married and it's like, good piece of advice: never go to bed angry. That's always done as well. That's just like shut up. So, but now I am starting to see it because we have an interesting arrangement. And I'm glad that we have this arrangement in that the wife lets me sleep through the night generally, and she takes care of the baby, even though she works 9 to 5, because I'm stay at home, I work from home, and I watch the baby throughout the day. And we're trying to get work done with the baby crawling around. It can kind of be So it's a bit of a trade-off. I don't have it as bad as some parents who are literally up every 2 hours. And I tell you, man, when they talk about forms of torture, and you go through, like, you could just have the guards beat the hell out of you. You could be waterboarded. You could be electrocuted. And then they list sleep deprivation on the list. And you think, man, well, that's not really that big of a torture, is it, though? But it kind of is.
Did you notice that, like has this happened since she was born, or is this, or like how many months in are you just noticing it in we're in month 7 right now?
Well, it's been kind of back and forth since the beginning, in that early on, we checked on her every couple hours just to make sure she was alive, because this is new. This is new to us. How are we supposed to know that the little giant guinea pig isn't gonna just like conk out in the middle of the night? So that was interesting. And then she went through a period where we thought that she might be colicky, but that wasn't true. But she was just getting up like every 2 hours, every hour and a half or so. Lately, knock on wood, it's been going a lot better, and there's even been a couple of nights where she slept 8 straight hours all through the night. And yeah, we're hoping that's starting to be where it's going to be commonplace. Lots of people's kids who, those stupid sons of bitches, and all they do is brag about, like, well, our baby sleeps 12 hours a night. It's like, shut up. I want to punch you in my face. I want to punch you in your well-rested face.
I can't, if you have multiple kids, it's going to get, I assume it's going to get worse.
See, that's when we get an au pair. That's when we get a nanny from another country who just wants her green card and will work for less than minimum wage.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. It'll be good. We'll have to get a bigger house so that she could have quarters and whatnot. And who knows? Maybe you guys will hit it off. What country would you prefer that we order the au pair from?
I would love Eastern European. I find them very...
I feel like it's got to be one of those Stan countries. Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Afghanistan. Sure, why not?
Well,
an Afghan bride, Nick.
Well, weirder things have happened. I guess we can try it out.
Mm. Now, have you ever, as a single person, have you ever had a spot where, whether you were sick or something was going on, where you literally could not sleep like a full night, and it just kind of felt like ass throughout the day?
Oh yeah, I've had the flu where I've had a cold bad enough where like it hurts to breathe, in which I was up all night. Yeah, when you don't have sleep, you don't realize how much you miss it until you don't have that luxury. I don't know. It's not like playing like an all-nighter, partying, getting wasted, or having like a late night video game night or something with friends, because you see when morning comes, you can fall asleep. When you're sick, when you don't know when you're gonna have that shut eye, it's very frustrating. And
the most frustrating thing about it is if you didn't get a good night's sleep, you kind of feel like you're in a fog throughout the day. You drink a lot of coffee. Sometimes you have a couple sodas. You don't. I also feel like when you're tired, you don't make the best food decisions. It's like when the mac and cheese sounds really, really good, so you just go after it, all the carbs and all the grease and that stuff. And all you want to do if you're at work at 2:30 in the afternoon, just, man, I wish I could just zonk out for like half an hour, 45 minutes tops, and my life would be so good. And I've hit a couple of places where you're tired all afternoon, you're kind of dragging, you're pushing through, taking care of the kid, doing work, etc. And then everything is finally done, and you're like, man, I could take a nap now, except it's about 4, and you're like, it's slightly outside the nap window. Maybe that'll affect me sleeping tonight, so maybe I'll just stay up and then go to bed early, and then the baby doesn't go to bed early, and then you're up at 11, and then you just want to kill yourself.
I wonder what the science is behind it about, how strong or powerful are naps, if in the day, like if taking a quick 30-minute nap, or I've heard short naps, having one a day or something, really makes a difference. But then, you worry about, if it's late in the afternoon or something, will that ruin your actual sleep schedule? And,
But if you don't have a sleep schedule, I feel like you should just go for it. Because they always tell you, too, the annoying advice is like, well, you should sleep when the baby sleeps. That's the only time you get anything done. All these old wives' tales.
My favorite comedian Gallagher says when in his old acts back in the 80s, he goes, he's like, you don't have a baby. The baby has you. You're on their schedule.
And then he smashed the baby with a large mallet.
That's how you get people to watch the Showtime HBO specials.
Now, was his comedy act did he have what percentage was jokes and what percentage was just smashing things with a mallet?
His jokes were like 75-80% jokes, and then the smashing watermelons was always that end, the last 10-minute bit. I think a lot of people, his jokes are very underrated. Like, it's hilarious. I have all of his Showtime specials if you want to borrow them. He has a lot of great jokes. He talks about the world. He talks about America. He talks, he does a very truthful, down to earth talks about life. It's hilarious. And then it's the end where you see the smashing of the watermelons.
Is Gallagher dead?
No, he's still alive. Minnesota almost killed him a couple times though.
Damn it, I was gonna say because he'd be getting a lot of sleep then.
I think he was performing in Rochester a few years back, and he had a heart attack.
Oh, that's right.
And luckily he was in Rochester, so I think they took care of him. And
yeah, they have a hospital or two down there. That might have been when we were living down there. It's possible.
We'll do a Gallagher night sometime.
All right, so back to the sleep and the baby, and there's lots of old wives remedies and different things like, oh, you lay your baby on the side, you swaddle it, yada yada, blah blah blah. You put some lanolin oil right underneath the chin, and it puts it right to sleep. And now, thankfully, the wife hasn't tried many of those because I think they're mostly hooey and mostly tales from desperate parents where if it works once, it's gospel, and even though it probably doesn't have anything to do with it. And I don't know, the only thing that we've done, when she was really young, was the swaddle and wrapping up in the blanket like a burrito, and that actually was pretty effective.
Holy crap, I want to see this. I've never seen the swaddle before.
Well, she's too big now, but basically what you do is you fold a blanket in half, diagonally. So you got a triangle, like you're putting a bandana on. Okay. And you lay the baby in the middle, tuck the bottom in, and then you roll the sides in, and it's basically like a burrito. Now, you can do it with both arms tucked in, so it looks like Moses being put down in the reeds, biblical stuff. Or you could do what we did with Mugsy, because Mugsy liked to have one of her arms out and tuck the other one in, make it think nice and tight, and it's supposed to simulate being back in the womb. And it's supposed to put the baby at ease. Worked for a while.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah. But now she sleeps. All right, so here's the thing. We spend a couple $100, $300-$400 on a crib, right?
Okay.
I put this thing together. It's awesome looking. It's a convertible one, so that's pretty cool too. I think she slept one night in it so far. Because we don't know what it is. She doesn't like being separated, or maybe it's the wife doesn't like being separated, so she's been sleeping in a pack and play in our room and a bassinet before she got too big for that. But apparently that's relatively common.
Yeah, I think with my nieces that's exactly. It takes a while for them to be able to sleep alone or in that separate crib area. I'm
gonna go sleep in that damn crib, man. I want to make sure that thing gets some use.
You only had 7 months. I think you'll get a good year or two out of it. I think don't you usually keep kids in a crib for at least 2 or 3 years before
nice thing is it's one of those convertible ones too, so you can buy like the X piece and then it turns into a twin bed and yada yada.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But then again, if you start having other kids, I mean, you can reuse it.
Yeah, I suppose. And it's so because Mugsy's starting to outgrow a lot of her like jumpers and a lot of her toys, and now we're like, you know, what are we gonna do with these? I mean, there's not any younger kids in the family. Mugsy's the fifth out of 5 grandkids, or even in the extended family, and all of her friends have kids that are her age or older. So it's like now it's like, what do we do with this crap? Do we put it in storage? Do we put it in the shed? Do we put it in the crawl space until we have the other kid? I don't know.
My brother's basement is full of bins and like everything's labeled like girls' clothes so and so for this month. So yeah, it's if you have a big enough basement, yeah, you can load up a lot of things.
And yeah, we try. Actually, I take it back. Crystal did try one like remedy thing, and it was literally like lavender oil drops that you rub on the ball of the baby's feet ever so gently as it relaxes itself to sleep. It sounds like some stupid Pinterest thing where it sounds like it's one of those. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like one of those suburban mom things where it's like we have our lives put together and we put lavender oil on the baby's feet as she slowly falls asleep in our arms. Life is perfect. Next time with Martha Stewart.
Helps put Aiden, Jaden, and Caden to sleep, I guess.
Yeah, all that other bull crap where it's like, where in actuality it's like the two parents sniping at each other because neither has had any sleep, and it's like, oh, I just put her down, she'll go to bed. Baby screaming her head off. And the TV's got, I don't know what, Breaking Bad reruns on it, because that's what. Oh no, Making a Murderer. Yeah, that's going on. I'm trying to watch this. I can't help it. She won't go to sleep. Use the lavender oil. Dad's like 7 Budweisers in.
Wait, I bought you guys a glowworm. Have you guys used a glowworm yet?
Yes.
How's that? Does that do anything?
It was all right.
Oh.
Well, we got like 17,000 different toys. And also, we need to have a toys episode because she probably has, if we weighed it, I bet you she has about 300 pounds of toys. Just straight up toys. And she plays with about 4 on a consistent basis. She really likes the ball. Go figure. She really likes the. It's not Jack in the Box, but it's the 4 things across, and if you turn the knob or press the button, it pops up. She really likes that.
Okay.
She likes the faux tablet, where it's in the shape of a tablet, except it just makes noises and things like that. And she really likes this little table where she presses buttons and it counts numbers. It says colors, and it teaches Spanish too if you put the setting right. Ay, muy caliente, 1, 2, 3.
Holy shit, really?
That thing. Yeah, that's it. That is like the basis of her toys. Like we could liquidate everything else. The other 295 pounds of toys.
Well,
and we'd be good.
Because then, like all the friends and family who bought toys, and then be like, "Oh, where's that one so and so I bought?"
That's also a pain in the ass because it's all well intentioned and it's all, it happens with us too. It's like when you're buying a gift for a baby shower or a birthday for a young kid, it's like you want to get something cool. You don't want to get a savings bond. You don't want to get anything like that where those things add up. I mean, because you got to think every kid, say on average, has 10, 15 friends, relatives buying them gifts at any single event. So you got the birthdays, you got the Christmas, you got the Easter in some circles, you got christening, baptism, all that other stuff, and it's just like, it's too much. It's too much, man. Mugsy literally could have these 4 toys until age 3, I'd wager. And she would be fine. And she would grow up normally. But no, this is Big Mattel. This is Big Mattel.
I don't know. I think down the road, I bet it'd be month to month. I bet she might change interests. Maybe if you give those other toys another chance.
Yeah, because ball is going out of style.
Okay, wait. Well, okay. How many different balls does she have there? Wait, that doesn't sound right. Well, you know what I mean. Like toys wise.
Well, she's got one main ball, and then she also has a bag of the little plastic ball pit balls.
Okay,
that we occasionally put in the pack and play, which is awesome. Yeah, it's good times. This is the toy episode. I want to save my ammo for that because I want to go into like a whole tirade. Whereas it all right. So a preview of it. It's very uncool and probably tacky to ask people who are going to give your kid gifts not to get toys, but get them like savings bonds, get them cash to open their college fund, and I feel like that shouldn't be on the line to ask, but or maybe I should just return all these toys for cash and put in her savings account. I could do that too.
You kind of have to do like the hint, like, hey, make sure if you bring a toy in, you have the gift receipt in case we get duplicates, and then you'd be like, oh, look at all these duplicates, I better go and then you cash them all out and.
Well, it's just like what happens on every Christmas is that the kid, no matter what age, opens up a bunch of things. Well, not no matter what age, but probably up till age 4 is more enamored with the wrapping paper and the boxes.
Oh.
And the gift, yeah.
What if someone bought Mugsy? What if I buy Mugsy a gift bag full of wrapping paper and boxes?
She would love that.
Oh, awesome would that be?
And then I would return it.
You would.
How much do I get for this? Sir, there's no UPC. You have no receipt either. I don't care. How much? $5. Done. All right, so back to the sleep thing. And I know that there's some controversy about sleep aids for kids. And I'm not a anti-drug person. I'm not like someone who's like, I will never put something that is non-gluten-free, non-organic in my child's body. Not like that, nah. But I feel like if you give the kid Tylenol PM, like when he or she is not sick, and it's just so they'll shut the hell up and go to sleep, I think that's a bad precedent. And then also I think it could be habit-forming, because then, what's going to stop that parent from just on a random Tuesday night, Junior's being a little lippy. Mommy wants to get caught up on Scandal and have a glass of wine. So it's like, Tylenol PM. Why not?
Chug a kid. How about booze?
Yeah, well, see, that's a different story, because that's kind of like an old-timey thing where, especially with the kids teething, a little bourbon right on the gums. I mean, that's pretty commonplace. But then I feel like you would get yelled at for that. And, like, the suburbanite moms that we're surrounded by out here in white suburbia would probably flip their shiz and call Child Protective Services like, do you know that yellow man in that house with the white wife is giving his child SoCo? Did you know this? Did you know this, officer? Ma'am, I'm a traffic cop. Did you know this?
The yellow man with the white wife.
Where are the white women at? Oh, yeah, they're all around us because we live in the suburbs. Yeah. Now, me, on the other hand, I feel pretty damn okay taking a little something for sleep. And since I've talked about this with the wife a lot, because I do feel bad, especially if Mugsy doesn't not sleep like good at all, and like is up all through the night, etc. But she seems pretty adamant that she's mostly breastfeeding during the night, so I can't do that, and she's like, one of us may as well get sleep. And I'm like, and I always check in. Like every couple weeks. It's like, are you sure it's okay? Are you sure it's okay? Because it's something that you do feel guilty, getting a lot of sleep when the partner's not. But I've even taken it a step further. I've taken a power move of sleeping on the couch occasionally, like when I know that the kid's going to be fussy, and then taking a little bit of melatonin, which is all natural, which is blah, 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 which is not a narcotic, which is not habit for and yada, yada. But it will knock you the out, and it's phenomenal. So that's the main power move. taking a little bit of sleep aid, sleeping on the couch, and waking up fresh as a daisy.
I'm talking about you or for Mugsy.
Me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. We're giving the baby 3 milligrams of melatonin and have her sleep on the couch. Good night.
Thank you for listening.
Mommy and
Goodbye.
Daddy's having some alone time.
I'm gonna say I used to take melatonin after college. I think when I had trouble sleeping.
See, it works.
Yeah.
And also, it's not like Tylenol PM or NyQuil where you wake up feeling like you want to die or sleep another 12 hours.
No, that's true.
Yeah. And they got the really good ones. They got the dissolvable strawberry ones. So it's just like a little small pill and then right on the tongue. It's good.
Huh, neat. I did not know that.
Yep. Now, how much would it cost for you to take on the sleep schedule of a parent of a 2-week-old for a month?
For a month. So would I have to take on the responsibilities that parent has? Or?
Not the responsibilities, just the sleep schedule. So, like, they'll put an app on your phone or your iWatch, because you're one of those douchebags, that every time that they wake up, you have to wake up.
I would do it fairly inexpensively. I can, because I think from a non-parent, I feel for you guys. I mean, when you guys are sleep deprived, you're dealing with, taking care of a child. If I just have to sleep and do so and so, if I just have to be awake when I have to, and not worry about, taking care of the kid, I'll be fine. Are you sleeping?
Nope.
You were sleeping. You were sleeping during our podcast. Oh my god.
That'd be pretty hilarious, though.
Just zoned out.
Also, but it does make you feel weird about. You think about how many newer parents are out there on the road, and they say that getting X number of hours of sleep is the same as driving drunk, and it's just like, man, we got a bunch of drunk zombies on the road driving.
Yeah, it's shocking.
And all the suburban moms are driving like the Yukons and Suburbans, which, well, that makes sense.
I'm thinking down the road though, like once you have kid 2 or kid 3, I figured you guys would be. I think parents maybe down the road become, they adapt to this whole sleep schedule or lack of sleep schedule. Because my brother and sister-in-law seem pretty fine. Went because they're on their kids' sleeping schedule technically.
Well, you just wait until the kids start going on in events, and then little juniors got a basketball game in Mounds View at night. You get home at 11. Little Jilly has ice skating lessons at 6, so you got to go up for that. And you still got to set your fantasy football lineup. That's about 2 hours. You still have to get in your Dungeons and Dragons time. That's another 2 hours. Wait, no, that's not an online game. You got to get in your Warcraft time. That's another 2 hours. That means no sleep. That means none. And there's still internet pornography out there, so that means less. You got negative sleep now.
Yeah, you're up forever.
Ooh, wait, no. Unless you check out the porn during the basketball game. I think you would get kicked out of school for that. Or asked to not come attend any more games because you're looking at porn on your iPad.
That one time, yeah.
Yeah, about that. All right, Nick, so that was a sleep episode. I'm sure we'll do some other ones. And, the baby's actually crying right now. I'm looking at the baby monitor. And what is new in your world? Like, what is coming up?
Me, my 9-to-5 job is more like an 8 to 6:30 job. So, focusing a lot on my job right now.
Yeah.
But, I'm trying to start my own podcast soon. So, working on
the Nickacast. Hollywood of Sun.
The Hollywood of Sun, my entertainment podcast. Once I get all this whole technology stuff,
Oh, you should start with the Oscars. That should be your goal. You should have an Oscar episode out.
An Oscar episode? Yeah, I might try that.
Yeah, because Oscars be so white.
Okay.
Oscars are as white as Lakeville. Yeah.
I can't believe that's such a thing right now.
Speaking of the Oscars, all those movies out there, and it has to be either a war movie or a biographical movie or a period piece, or you have to play a retard, and you'll get nominated. And You can buy all those movies on Amazon, which is so easy to do. One click, and hey, since you're already doing it, why not do it under our banner? Go dadmodepod.com, top left corner, click through our Amazon banner. It'll take you there through our link. Bookmark the link. Just put it in the damn bookmark bar right next to Facebook, right next to Twitter, right next to YouPorn, right next to everything. And every time you use Amazon, just click through that bookmark. Nick, what's the next thing you're buying on Amazon through our link?
I saved up a bunch of Amazon gift card money.
Now.
I'm going might go PS4 this year.
What?
Say what? I know.
All right,
Trying to
so
be a gamer again.
no, you're just gonna use that as a Blu-ray player. You know this.
I might buy a game. Shut up.
Was that game on it was either regular Nintendo or Super Nintendo where it was a van driving through the desert and you just had to keep the van on the road, and that was the entire game.
There was a game called Desert Bus where
Yeah, it's that one.
That was either a Sega game or I think maybe a computer game. I don't know if it was Nintendo or Super NES, but yeah, it was like, all you had to do is like push one button down and you keep the arrow and like all it was you just go straight. There's no enemy. There's nothing. You just you see the odometer turn when you slowly and surely. Yeah.
Damn it! Now I have to look that up. All right. If you want to follow Nick on Twitter, it's some pretty shocking stuff, even for the internet. Follow him at Nickason. I'm at Andy Carlson Show. Show is available on iTunes, and also tell a friend. Let's get some more ratings and reviews out there. Dad Mode, climbing the charts, man. Let's get Nick. Let's get Nick a couple nickels on the show. Let's go big time with this.
Yeah.
Follow the show on Twitter at DadModePod. The website is dadmodepod.com. But be a man, be a father, and go Dad Mode. And we'll see you next time.
Think the episode you just heard is worth $1? Well, send it our way. Visit dadmodepod.com/support to find out how. Be a man, be a father. Go Dad Mode. The music is created and produced by deeB. To hear more of his tracks, visit